New blog post. We are now recording onto YouTube. We're going to make this pretty brief, mainly because Jagex has released a few new details with their whole rewards idea from the mysterious quest. For those that don't know, there is a mysterious quest that is master level that is going to be coming out in the game, and they are going to have a repeatable boss, similar to Dragon Slayer 2, where you get Vorkath to just grind over and over. This is somewhat similar, and we'll talk about it because they mentioned kind of the similarities between Vorkath and stuff. So anyway, there's just a little bit I want to cover, just this first section. Your feedback and what's next. So this was uploaded or updated just this morning. We'd like to thank you all once more for your feedback on the Phantom Boss rewards. Today we'd like to address some of the main points that have been raised since this blog was last updated. First of all, we'd like to talk about how your feedback was handled, or has been handled. We've seen many comments around how we've not made any changes, even though it seems like there are some obvious ones we could have chosen to proceed with. Jagex knows best, guys. No. We feel like this is a twofold issue. On one hand, we've got a poor job of setting the scene for the Phantom Boss and its expected difficulty, so gauging how powerful the reward should be just hasn't been possible. This has caused a fair amount of confusion and something we're most certainly keeping in mind for future content pitches. On the other hand, notice how I use both hands, we're still transitioning from our previous polling approach to our newly announced way of handling content. As mentioned already in this blog, this is the first reward poll we've done since the polling changes went live. Admittedly, we did already have designs in mind, so we're not following the process exactly as we'd intend to in the future. Rest assured that our approach will be much more in line with the new polling changes for content we're announcing during the winter summit. So, what should you expect from this Phantom Boss? Given it's coming from a master level quest, we're not looking at Inferno level of difficulty. We think of a fair comparison as a slightly more mechanical version of Vorkath, but with lower stats. So, hopefully a quicker fight. You might have to focus a little bit more, but you'll be able to shred through the boss much easier than you can against the beastie Blue Boy. Alright, for the quest variant of the Phantom Boss, we're aiming for it to be bested by players with a combat level around 85. So they're literally replicating Vorkath to the T, it seems like. Because didn't Vorkath have a shittier version for the quest? I don't understand that. Why can't you just make it the normal difficulty? Well, I don't know. I guess some people just want to get their... But still, should we be catering to those that just want to get their quest cape at the minimum combat level? I'm thinking too much. All right. As for the post-quest version, you'll likely want to have at least 95 combat. Though the higher level you are, the better you're going to be, or better time you're going to have. All right. So here's the changes that they've kind of made. I'll read it and then I'll share some of my thoughts. And the chat is completely dead. I just went live like 10 minutes ago. So like, if you guys are in the chat, you guys can contribute if you want, unless it's over. My streaming career's over. All right. Bloodletter bow. We hope the above details helps clarify why the bow has changed slightly in power level since a similar version was offered from Next, and why we're not looking to introduce unnecessary power creep given it comes from what will be a relatively accessible and farmable boss. What up, Polly? What up, Holy Bagel? The bow is not meant to be competing with the likes of a Twisted Bow or Zarite Bow. It is intended to fill a niche of being able to hit multiple targets with heightened accuracy whilst offering a different approach from Chinchampa's. Okay, I just gotta say this right here. The niche would be even cooler if the damage output wasn't even... Okay, just hear me out, everybody. This is my opinion on it. The original Zarite Bow that was going to be coming from Next, it was all proposed, and we got to test it with Tournament Worlds. I'm pretty sure it was a 3-tick bow. And I really want to keep that in this version of the bow. Currently, it's a 4-tick bow, which is so boring. I just hate 4-tick bows, first of all. They're just boring. And a 3-tick bow because they're literally stating it right here, that the niche is to hit multiple targets. Well, let it be really good at hitting multiple targets. Let it be faster. You can drastically reduce the damage, I think. Because... I don't know. I just feel like a weapon like this should really just cover its niche of being able to hit a lot of monsters quickly, but not have insane damage. That's my opinion on it. I think there will be a lot more uses if it does get a lowered tick to 3-tick shooting. mainly because it'll be the go-to weapon for luring monsters in Slayer, and I think everybody could appreciate that. I mean, me included. I think a lot of people that just like Barrage Slayer that aren't alting could really have this bow just have a ton of use. Also, before we continue, they are offering to change a few things. For example, like making it maybe not a bow. So we'll talk about that in a second. But let me know how you guys feel about that. I think it just needs to be 3-tick. They could really reduce the damage. They could make it worse DPS right now. Just make it 3-tick. It feels weird. It feels like it's in a really weird gray area where it's a slow attack. Imagine it was 5-tick. Let's just imagine, for example, it's a 5-tick that shoots multiple things. Doesn't that just like take away from the whole shooting multiple targets? And then at that point, you just have myth darts to throw. Oh, okay, I guess I'm kind of focusing it more on luring, but I don't know. You guys let me know what you guys think. That's my personal opinion. I'm very strong on that point. I'm sorry if that offends anybody. All right. It is intended to fill the niche. Okay, we already said that. We hope you'll find it really fun, a really fun weapon to use. Again, it'll be more fun if it's 3-tick. Aside from the perceived power level of the bow, we'd like to touch back on why bow, though, or why Fletch. Point many of you raised. Yes, well, I didn't actually raise that. I think, whatever, that's fine. But I do have a changed opinion on that. Whilst we feel like a bow is better suited to this specific content, we understand how it doesn't feel overly community-centric for us to be dictating that. As a result, we're going to be offering a variety of alternative ranged options for you to choose from in the form of a new poll question. So I'm just going to go down there right now because I briefly reviewed this, and where is it? Okay, this is it. If the Bloodletter bow is added to the game, should it be in the form of a different ranged weapon? And they're offering, keep it as a bow, change it to a thrown weapon, change it to a motherfucking ballista. I am down for the ballista. What do you guys think in the chat, in the live chat right now? And what do you guys think in the comments in YouTube? Let me know down below. What would you vote? Option 1, option 2, or option 3? I am going to say right now, I would love for it to be option 3, a new ballista, 3-tick ballista that shoots out multiple shit. You know what I mean? Just like, it's just this shotgun ballista. And it doesn't have to be super powerful if it's quick. If it's quick attacking, you know, lower its range strength dramatically. I don't want it to be the best thing you use in all range situations. I want it to be more of a luring, in a sense, weapon. Or a, hey, there's a bunch of random shit everywhere. Let me just clear it out with this shotgun weapon. You know what I mean? I just think that's way cooler. Plus, if you did change it to a ballista, like, I don't know, I guess javelins get more use. The boss itself could probably drop javelin heads at that point. And I don't know, I think it could introduce the future of ballistae in future content. I think ballistas are just fucking awesome. Ballistae is just, I'm pretty sure, the plural version of it, I think. Anyway, what are you guys saying? Ballista sounds sick, but the bouncing mechanic doesn't fit. That's why I'm thinking really just do a fucking shotgun where you just shoot out like 3 javelins at once. I genuinely think if we just kind of made it to that. First of all, the bouncing thing, I feel like the only weapon that could be used for a bouncing attack is a magical boomerang, which really isn't medieval, but at this point, like, just it's not even old school anymore. So, like, I'm down for a magical boomerang, too. Don't get me wrong. I'm down if that's the mechanic, it shows it bouncing. But if we really are focused on just having it more like a Chinchompa, where it's just short bursts, hits multiple targets, I really think a ballista shotgun is, and it's not a shotgun. Somebody's going to be like, that's not medieval too. I'm just trying to get you guys on the same page where it feels like it's a shotgun. Anyway, it wouldn't bounce obviously at that point if it's a shotgun. It would just shoot multiple targets, but of course it could still have the same calcs. No shield, but it could. I mean, to be honest, it could have a shield, like a little one-handed shotgun ballista. I just feel like if it's a real shotgun ballista, though, it should be two-handed. Anyway, let's scroll back up to what they are saying. Soul Blight Scepter. This is the one. I just want to apologize as well. In the previous ramble, it was the first time looking at the blog. I realized this is a mid-level weapon, which is totally fine. People can enjoy it. You know, I was sort of under the impression that this was going to, I don't know, I guess for some reason in my head, when I think of a Vorkath similar boss, I think of Vorkath similar items. Like, the skeletal visage is no fucking joke. That is such a big hour grind. So I guess in my head, I was thinking these are going to be extremely rare items that are coming from this boss. It's eventually going to be a Slayer boss. And I don't know, it just felt like, why? But if it really is an easier boss and it's easy to farm and it's relatively low hours to complete, I think it's fine. Many of the comments we've seen, by the way, I apologize for just interrupting myself constantly. Many of the comments we've seen surrounding the Scepter are that the effects seem too weak and almost pointless to be offering. That was probably me, my bad. Again, with the above detail in mind, we hope this explains our reasoning for not wanting to make it too strong. Whilst increasing the effects of all ancient magic by 10% might not seem powerful on its own, it's important to remember that it also offers 5% magic strength. I completely forgot. Yeah, 5% now. But it is a good point, because the other weapons you get before a Kodai or a Nightmare Staff are just, you know, they don't have mage strength. This makes it a direct upgrade from the Ancient Staff and the new Best in Slot Magic weapon for auto-casting Ancient Magics while obtaining the Kodai Wand or Nightmare Staff. I think it's fine. It's good. Okay, should it pass the poll, it's important to note that this isn't the last time you'll hear about the Soulblight Scepter. We know we're being overly elusive with this one, but we'll have more to share on this during the Winter Summit on December 10th. Also, if you guys are watching this Ramble and you guys want to see my review of the Q&A, that's going to be live in like 40 minutes from now. Probably for you guys 15 minutes from now. I'll be live. Go follow me on Twitch down in the description. So we'll review that. Whatever Mod Aiza has to say. He tweeted out that he's going to be talking. Saturated Heart. Okay, here's the big one. Every single person that I talked to wanted a Saturated Heart to be a divine effect, which divine, for those that don't know, just makes it so it's a consistent boost. It never drops every minute. The boost never drops, and that's what we all want. We've seen your desire for the Saturated Heart to have a divine potion effect. Whilst we'd prefer it come from other content in the future, we feel like we can make it work with this update. Oh, can you? You can make it work? All right, cool. As such, we'll be offering it for an additional poll question. Let's see how that poll question looks, by the way. Oops. Yeah, I think this is going to pass. I mean, I hope it passes. I don't see... I mean, obviously, the Imbued Heart's just going to be a fucking busted item at that point. So busted. But at the same time, it's time. And this item alone will make the boss worth doing for all players, even the highest level of players. You know what I mean? Because if you're going to give a medium level item, that's the Soul Blight thing. And the bow, which potentially might be a Ballista, potentially might be a little bit better. That one's also looking cool, but it's not like, oh my god, that's like a fucking T-bow. But this alone, the Saturated Heart that has a divine effect could be insane. And everybody will be like all over that. So anyway, that's really it I wanted to cover for this Ramble. So I said I'd keep it short. This was not short at all. I apologize. But that is it. Does anybody in the chat, in the Twitch chat, have anything they want to add? And I'll read if you guys have said anything. I think the big thing is we don't know the area this boss will be from. They can probably make it work from the location. Yeah, I mean, I guess for lore's sake, what up, One Bill? Work's going fantastic. Oh, wait, no, wait. The video has... I was looking at my live... I thought this Ramble was already 23 minutes. It's just the Ramble. Or, no, the Ramble... Or, sorry, the live stream has been... You guys don't give a fuck. What am I even saying? Okay. I thought this Ramble had been over 20 minutes at this point. That's what I'm trying to say. It hasn't. The one thing I wasn't sure on, if it was touched on, the potions they mentioned actually seem very good. Yeah, so what they've done with the potions, I know I haven't really covered in this one mainly because I just don't care. I know this will be good if you don't have an Imbued Heart, so let me just cover it for a second. It has been changed, so it's not quite as powerful as a Saturated Heart. Where is it, though? So this potion is now 3 plus 8%. So whatever the hell that equals up to. So anyway, instead of, what was it, like 4 plus? I don't know. It's basically worse, though. I think it boosts you to like 1 at 110 or something like that. But it lowers as well. It doesn't have the divine. Nor can brews of any type, Ceradovan brews, Zamorakian brews, they can't be made divine. So just keep that in mind. Anyway, so it's a significant increase from the original Ancient Brew. Anyway, how would you get the upgraded heart? The saturated heart is a reward that's going to become... Wait, using a certain number of... Oh, it's just Phantom Essence. Oh, okay, I see. Yeah, I forgot about that. It literally is just using a bunch of Phantom Essence on a divine... Or on an imbued heart. It's not an actual item. Okay. Well, even better, then. You just have to grind the content a little bit. I'm assuming it'll just be like a certain amount that you need to do to get all the shards you need. Anything else? I feel like they should revert the magic boost buff if they're going to do the divine effect. You probably should reduce it a little bit. Maybe reduce it a touch, but I don't know. To be honest, magic really should just be like good. It should have a lot of good uses, which the shadow has sort of brought. So I'm kind of okay with it, to be honest. All right. Oh, it's 109. So it basically is... It is an imbued heart. That new potion is what we currently have as an imbued heart, it seems like. So that's kind of cool, I think. What up, Uja? All right, guys. I'm going to leave it off here. Thank you, guys, for all listening. Leave down your thoughts and comments in the comment section. I'll read every single one of them. I want to create some discussion. So if you guys have any problem with it, let me know. Also, there is a Q&A, so there will be updated information on this. So if you guys are watching this after the Q&A, I might, if you guys check my Twitch VOD or you guys want to go watch it live right now, I'll be reviewing it. And yeah, that's it for me. Peace.